Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 weekly reset video. My name is Story, and today is the 21st of July, which means only one thing. We're running up until the 28th of July because that's how things go around here. I'm situated in the tower right next to Lil Pump. There you go. That's novel. Anyway, what have we got to do in Destiny 2 this week? Shall we have a look then, shall we? Let's have a look without any further ado. This is the tower map. If you're new to the game, welcome. Come on in, pour yourselves a brew, and pull up a pew, and regard these little icons here, because these icons represent vendors. Vendors are like your best friends, because they'll administer bounties, weekly challenges, quests, and all kinds of stuff that will happily result in getting some powerful gear. Now, powerful gear is one of the main reasons why we play. We love the loot, and we want to get that loot with our family and friends. Anyway, for example, if you have a look at the gunsmith spare parts, his weekly challenge will involve doing 8 of his bounties in return for some powerful gear at tier 1. Now, gear comes in a variety of different tiers: tier 1, 2, 3, and pinnacle. Pinnacle being the highest power level stuff that's available to you at this present moment. And that's pretty much how it works. So there, we've got a variety of different weekly challenges from all the varied vendors. The same with Shax here over at the Crucible, and then there is Zavala at the Vanguard, and then over in the Drifter side of things, we've got the same kind of thing, 8 bounties of. If you're a member of a clan, you can earn 5,000 XP per character, and that will get you some powerful gear at tier 2, slightly above the tier 1 level there. And don't forget, you've got some pinnacle rewards that you can earn by completing the weekly quest means to an end from the prismatic recaster over next to the Drifter there. So that is just a basic explanation of those things right there. We're going to move on to our destinations now and regard the director screen, which will show all of the available locations in the Destiny universe. Let's go and have a look at the Vanguard playlist, which consists of a few items here. We've got some daily heroic story missions, which are basically campaign missions from the previous seasons, and you can replay those at your leisure. There's nothing specific in ways of powerful loot, but if we head on over to the right here and go to Vanguard Strikes, we can earn some pinnacle loot by completing 3 strikes using the same subclass element as the currently active elemental burn. What's the currently active elemental burn? Well, if you indulge yourselves and have a little look here, this week we have Solar Singe, so that will reset on next week's weekly reset, and on the daily modifiers today are Grounded and Brawler, and these will rotate on a daily basis. Then we've got the Ordeal, the big Nightfall Ordeal. This week it happens to be the Corrupted. So if you're after the Pulse Rifle, the Horror's Lease, then that is a good time to be getting stuck in to the Ordeal this week. There's 2 challenges that you complete while running the Ordeal Strike, and that is to just do things a bunch of times over and over again for your powerful gear at tier 1. And then the other weekly challenge is to have a team score above 100,000 points. Now that will get you some pinnacle gear at pinnacle level. Isn't that amazing? So you're so happy with that. We've also got grandmaster that's been added. We've got our normal business right here. Then grandmaster has been added today at 1100 of your power there. And those are the modifiers and the rewards that you're likely to receive if you crack the grandmaster Ordeal. Nice. So moving on to our vanilla Nightfall playlist, which consists of 3 Nightfalls. This week we've got Lake of Shadows, Strange Terrain, and Festering Core. Now, some of these strikes have specific loot that you can grind the strike over and over again for, and the more you do it, the more your chances and odds will increase on getting said specific loot. The Lake of Shadows harbors the Militia's Birthright, kinetic grenade launcher. Strange Terrain will have you the Braytech Osprey rocket launcher if you're lucky enough, and then the Festering Core will have you nothing, because there's no strike-specific loot in that strike. Isn't that a shame? Anyway, wipe the tears from your eye and let's peruse the Gambit playlist now. We've got the PvE activity here. The Reckoning comes in a variety of different tiers, 1, 2, and 3. 750 recommended power, and this has Void Singe for the week and Grenadier as your daily modifier. That's the kind of activity you'll be getting involved in if you're trying to get your Reckoner title, for example, or add to the collection a variety of Season of the Drifter weapons. Then we've got the Gambit, the meat and veg of the Gambit playlists here, as well as Gambit Prime. 2 types of different Gambit. There you go. But either or matches completed in either of these playlists will get you some pinnacle loot. Is that enough for you? Are you salivating in anticipation? I hope so. Anyway, we've got Crucible next. And we've got 2 types of playlists, Rotary playlists and Core playlists. This week, the Rotary playlist will see you playing either Team Scorched or Lockdown. So we've got 6v6, crazy, fun kind of game mode here with big Scorch cannons that were fallen and famous for toting. And then we've got Lockdown, which is a 4v4 style competitive kind of game mode there. Lock the zones, yes. Then we've got our Core playlist, which consists of Rumble, Control, Elimination, Survival, Freelance Survival, and Classic 6-Stack, as I like to call it, because if you want to play against a 6-Stack, this is the playlist that you should frequent. And then there's private matches as well. If you want a 1v1, you know. How's about that then? Moving on, what other activities have we got to do in Destiny 2 this week? Well, there is a Flashpoint, and that will happeneth to be on the European Dead Zone, or Earth, as we like to call it sometimes. So what is a Flashpoint? Well, you can see this is a public event that's incoming in 1 second. Get involved with those events, complete them, and that will budge up your progress bar, which you can see with this lovely stern-faced bearded gentleman here. And you fill that bar up to 100% and you'll get some powerful gear at Tier 1. There you go. That is a Flashpoint, and that happens to be on the European Dead Zone. What else is there? Well, we've got our Escalation Protocol. It's an event that's been in the game for quite some time now, but if you're interested, it is the shotgun which is dropping, the Icolo shotgun. That is version 1 of the Icolo shotgun. If you want version 2, you'll have to get interested in playing the new dungeon, the Prophecy Dungeon, accessible via the tower. So there you go, Escalation Protocol dropping thine shotgun. We've also got the Moon, which is a wonderful place for activities, especially for pinnacle loot, but we'll start off with these vendors here. If you defeat 30 nightmares over in the Horrors Harbour, whirl the turds around and you'll understand what I'm saying. Anyway, there it is, Sorrow's Harbour, 30 nightmares killed in the Altars of Sorrow will get you some Tier 1 loot there. That says there, right there, look at it, observe it, smell it, sniff it, write it down. Then there's Erismorn's weekly challenge, memory quest completed for some powerful gear at Tier 1 as well. I nearly said Panacle. It's not Pinnacle, it's Panacle, which is another fantastic word for powerful gear at Tier 1. Yes, I'm having trouble at English. I've had a long day, okay? It's been a very long day and it's warm and sweaty. Anyway, there's other activities to do. Nightmare hunts, how about that? I bet you can get you excited on a nightmare hunt. The weekly is complete any nightmare hunt activities. All difficulty tiers grant progress. So 3 runs of your nightmare hunts will get you powerful gear at Tier 1. But if you can complete a nightmare hunt on master difficulty, you'll get some pinnacle gear. Speaking of pinnacle gear, you can also earn that from the Pit of Heresy dungeon, as well as the Garden of Salvation raid. Fantastic content right there for your pinnacle loot, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're very excited. Of course, there is the dungeon that we were talked about earlier, the Prophecy Dungeon, the new dungeon. It's fantastic. That will get you some pinnacle loot as well, and armor. And you can keep grinding the stuff over and over again for the same stuff. Isn't it great? I like that. It's a wonderful addition. I'm very happy about it. If you're interested in the Dreaming City Curse Week is on week 2, and your Ascended Challenge is in the Spine of Keras. Yes, I can hear you screaming with joy. Anyway, what else is there? Well, we like to explain the bounty system, especially to our newcomers. We've got bounties to procure and complete. We're going to have a look at 2 types of bounty. If we go to the Gunsmith, we've got our weekly bounties here, and then we've got daily bounties here and additional bounties there. We look at the Gunsmith specifically because his weekly bounties will award XP Glimmer and an upgrade module, as well as some planetary resources. His daily bounties award mod components and enhancement cores, whereas his additional bounties award only Glimmer. He's also got a material exchange here. Every daily reset, these mods will change. We've got an armor mod here, so this week it's scout rifle targeting, and then there's a weapon mod there, and it's boss spec. Both mods, if you haven't got them, are useful, especially this one. Slap it on a sword, and you'll see what I mean. Then we've got resources available for even more extortionate prices on resources right there. So we like to look at those because those will award you mod components and upgrade modules. and enhancement cores, and they will all help you upgrade your gear if you wish to infuse it or unlock certain energy slots so you can put more mods on said gear. And that's the way that works. Then we like to have a look at another basic vendor as well. I go over to Shaxx because he's closer and I don't want to burn too many calories because I'm lazy. So we've got his weekly bounties here, which will award XP Bright Dust. Take note. Glimmer, Crucible tokens and some Valor rank points. And then we've got the daily bounties, which will award XP, Crucible tokens and Valor rank points. And additional bounties, which will award XP and more Bright Dust. Why am I saying Bright Dust in a mysterious and spooky way? Well, Bright Dust, if you collect enough of it, will help you purchase cosmetic items in the Eververse store. There's two ways of getting cosmetic items in the Eververse store. You can purchase it with your real hard-earned peanut. That's cash in the form of buying some silver, or you can swap it for some Bright Dust. So that's the segue onto the Eververse store. We're going to have a little look at that now. And here it is. We've got our weekly offerings, we've got some featured sections, and we've got a new emote, Dubious Correlation for 1,000 silver. Some things will be sold for Bright Dust, some won't. It's just the way that it goes. But look at this. He's drawing, and we're not happy about it. No, it's not going to work. This plan stinks. I don't like it. I'm just going to wave and waft what could be a fart about the place, and then away it goes. There you go. That's your exotic emote, Dubious Correlation. We've got a finisher here, Aerial Snap Kick. We've got the Canopus Trireme. It's an orange sparrow, and it's got balls that float about the place as well on it. So who could refuse that, really? And then there's Study Time emote as well. Take a knee and read a book whilst having a chinny reckon. That's what's on offer. And there you go, stroke that beard. We've got the Eager Beaver as well. Rub your hands together and plot some kind of crafty plan. And the Chila N is back. I remember waiting for this because I really like it. It's just offset. Why is it not in the middle of the screen? It's kind of stuffed towards the bottom. I want to have a word with the geometry department. Anyway, there's also some more stuff down here for Bright Dust. This is slightly different to what we see in our Bright Dust section, but I'll come to that in a moment. And of course, you can have a look at these. You can purchase this stuff just by clicking or navigating on it, as well as having a look at all the stuff that's on offer there as well. That's how you buy silver. And there you go. Look, so for Bright Dust on the weekly offerings, we've got a sour taste. Nobody likes losing. So we're going to wait a little bit and then maybe swipe the books on the floor like a spoiled brat. There you go. Look, you could just get bored of waiting and just press the button, but there you go. It is button pressable. That's how it works. I was trolling. Anyway, right then, what else is there? There is the Adonis Blue Sparrow. I have this on my Titan. I think it's very nice. I think it's a good Sparrow. I like it. It gets me to places. There's a Tetrahedron projection. They've misspelled Dorito again. And then there's the Coppertone Patina shader. Look at that as well. Isn't that nice? And then we've got, of course, the seasonal offerings. We've got all of our bits and pieces. Exotic armor, ornaments, and weapon ornaments. Finishers galore. There's emotes. There's ghost projections. There's transmat effects. Everything at your leisure right there. We've got the archive of all the stuff that is no longer wasn't available, but then it is kind of available. Stuff that you might be interested in. That's purchasable for silver. There's a big back catalogue of stuff there you can go through. And then there's the Bright Dust, the weekly Bright Dust section. And this is quite padded out this week. We've got the embodiment of the War Beast ornament. I think these are class specific as well. So for the Warlock and Hunter, there's going to be different items here. So don't worry if you don't play Titans. There is something for you. Then there is Quality Cut, exotic ship there, as well as the Fluid Dance. We'll have a look at it. Go on then. It is fluid, and it is... that's going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then there is the pumping up if you want to get your weights and, do your bench press, squatty jobbies or whatever you want to call those. And then there is the Intrepid Exploit Mark. So there's a class item there from the Intrepid Explorer sets, if you're interested in that. And then there is the Machinist Trove. Weapon ornament for the tractor cannon, one of my favourites right there. Come back. And there is a Sterling Arbor projection, as well as a whole bunch of shaders from previous seasons and some transmat effects as well as consumables. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up the weekly reset video from July the 21st up until July 28th. I hope you get all the things that you're grinding for and you have an absolutely amazing time in Destiny 2 this week, my fellow Guardians. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, smoke us a kipper. We'll be back for breakfast.